This cheese is being stabbed.
So I wanted to do something a bit different today. I've seen a lot of people complaining about this strategy, which is usually carried out by the person I'm facing today, which essentially just involves fast attack moving a bunch of packed heavy tanks, sorry, packed medium slash light tanks, but they're very well armored, down a bunch of different roads, and then you just lose, right? So here we've got Flying Pancake playing 7th East German. The reason he plays this division is because I believe you can get 3 cards of the T55A. Pack tanks are hilariously overbuffed in this game compared to their real life counterparts, where they get penned once and the turret flies off. In this game, they've just got crazy amounts of armor and are in general unbeatable menches. It is what it is. What can I say? So essentially, his tactic revolves around fast pathing a bunch of tanks down the roads. And the idea is maybe you kill the first one, but the second and third one just keep moving towards you, and then he takes all your positions. So here's his composition. Consists of 3 wheeled recon. These used to... never mind, let's not get into that. So very good optics, 40 points KPVT. This is apparently packed very good optics moment. Yeah, what can I say? They're just built different. Some really good optical devices going on in there. And they go down the roads, scout ahead, right? And then here are the armoured columns. So on the left, we have the biggest armoured column. Given the nature of the map, right? It's +2 here, +1 here. You'll note that 6 points are here, and only 2 points are here. This map. Quite poorly structured in its zones, and they just can't be bothered changing it, sadly. So 3 T-72s, and they're just going straight through. You'll note that these don't have smoke. He's getting them because they're super armored, right? And then a Shilka. You'll note also the veterancies, right? These are all at 2 vet, and then the CV is buffing them up to 3 vet. So 2 vet Shilka, 2 vet T-72s, the recon unit we spoke about, and then 2 of these BRM-1Ks, which have exceptional optics and smoke and 3 armor. They used to be 6 availability, but thankfully it went down to 4, like all the NATO ones are 4. And yeah, the idea behind these is they give you tanks exceptional optics, and they can take a hit. So you need to hit them multiple times to kill them, and he gets 2 just to be sure. So lots of recon, and of course the T-55 command tank. In mid, a smaller armoured column consisting of 2 T-55As and another one of these recon vehicles. And then on the right, same thing again. So for some reason, 2 CVs. But yeah, 2 T-55As, 2 vet +1 on the CV, Shilka 2 vet +1 on the CV, tracked recon as well as the wheeled recon, and then 2 CVs. Okay, 1 Fort Center, 1 Fort Dimitri. On my side, we're both playing under our own names today. I don't have a Smurf account. Somebody accused me of having one. No, I have one account. I just changed my name before the game so that they don't know it's me until after the game. Otherwise, they'll know exactly what I'm going to do. But this time, I'm under my own name, Mr. Hippie No PhD. My opponent's under his name, Flying Pancake. I'm playing 19th Czech, which doesn't really have the best tools to deal with this. But I knew exactly what he was going to do, because he always does the same thing. Yeah, the issue with the Czechs is that the infantry AT is kind of bad, for the most part. You do get some 18 pens. But my idea was, okay, he's going to armoured column me. Where's he going to do that? And I didn't know where he was going to do it. So I figured it would probably be here, because this is where the +2 is. So that's where most of my forces... Excuse me. That's where most of my forces are going. But yeah, we've got a... ground surveillance radar special forces unit going here, right? Even though it should be going up to here. I'm putting it here because I know it's probably an armoured column coming down here, although in this case I was actually wrong. And then 2 more, right? And you'll note I'm not going for this building because I figure there's an armoured column coming down here, so I'm hiding them in this. And Moto Strelki, right? BMP, BVP1, whatever, and you'll notice where I'm putting it, so that if he comes through here, I can whack him with the AT. We've also got some Conkers vehicles, so one's going to here because I thought armoured column coming down here, I'll shoot him, and one's going to here because I figured armoured column coming down here, or down here, I can shoot him. And then a cub, 2 cubs and a supply because my thought process, I've only faced him a couple times, but my thought process is he will try and back up the armored column with planes. So if I can get 2 cubs, then he can't use the planes. And a mortar for smoke. So this is a really interesting one for the Czechs because it's also got a conkers on it. So I figured, okay, I'll put it here. I can also shoot conkers at people, and I've got the mortar for the smoke. On the right, my conkers sadly only come in helos, but there's my conkers. It is at 2 vet because it's Vizakari, which are Czechoslovakian airborne, but it's up to 3 vet because of the CV. And then I figure, okay, he's gonna come through here, and he'll probably break through the first line, and I need to make sure he doesn't take Ivan. So look at my deployment. I've got a supply, 4 BVP ones, and the idea is, get the vehicles here so they can shoot their ATGMs down, and get the infantry in these buildings. And you'll see what I do with them later. 30mm in case he brings a helo, and a command tank for Ivan. And now I shall show you how to deal with this strat. So, obviously, you sort of know the outcome of the game, otherwise I wouldn't be making the video, right? So there's no point me trying to obscure all this, that's why I said something a bit different. So, he does get airborne forward deployment in the form of the Spezialaufklärer. And here are the 2 planes, right? So a minute's passed, he's bought 2 planes, MiG-21 bis, he can buy 2 in a minute. And those are to deal with helicopters, because the idea is you use a helicopter to kill the armour, right? Because you can lob a load of ATGMs at them, and then these which are also at 2 vet, will kill the helicopter. So he's got through here, right? The one here died, but the one here actually beat me there because I didn't put a recon unit there. So I've got smoke mortar coming in, and look where I'm putting it, between these 2 houses, because I figure he's going to come through here and he's going to shoot me with a bunch of stuff, and so I want him to be obscured. I do get that, and the 2 cubs engaged. They will one-shot these, but they both missed. And I decide to keep them back here, because I figured, well, if they go up here, they're going to get shot. It's interesting that he didn't send a column down this road, but I suppose it makes sense because these can all sort of head over to here, right? So we've got the smoke, which means that he can't shoot me from far away. Sadly, this did just get burst down straight away. This conkers is engaging, but there's just so much there. And, yeah, my AT ranges aren't very good. So this guy was slightly too far forwards and got shot, so I moved the smoke. So I'm just trying to side shot him, basically. That's the idea. Conkers is engaging. I wanted to get a smoke off there, but they all fired so fast I just couldn't do anything. But yeah, the issue I've got here is that these only have 13 pen. If you're playing like France or the UK or even America with 5-team 84, it'd be so much better than this. There is an 18 pen RPG on this nation, but I don't bring it in my deck because you usually don't need it. So, trying to engage these guys, you'll note he's on a +2, and he has broken through here, right? But we've got the second line of defense, because I was expecting him to break through. So I'm trying to get some side shots here, but he's low cohesion, and, he just misses twice, basically. Or he might have hit once and done 1 damage or something. So now we're hosing him down with the RPGs. I certainly could have done a better job of this. One of them was slightly too far forwards and got shot too... I should have put him right on the edge of this forest. So we're hosing him down with these Malyutkas. They're not very good. They only deal 1 damage. But the idea is, they're suppressing him, they're slowing him down. I mean, it's better than nothing, right? So, yeah, this Conkers is still alive. Because the idea is I can shoot him in the back, right? And here's my Su-25 AT playing. So I've got the Cubs up, but his MiG-21s are still up. You'll note I'm focusing the recon. It's very important. So that the Cub kills the MiG-21 because it one-shots it. And I've got loads of them. 2 of them, in fact. And there we go. So we do get him there. We missed the first voice and so on. Here he's broken through, and he's trying to bring them over to this +2 here. So I've got flanking units. I could have brought this one round as well, but I'm trying to side shot him and so on because he's trying to get over to here because this is where the points on the map are. He is currently on a +4, but you'll note that this is still alive. So look, I'm shooting him in the back. Sort of. I mean, it's missing a bit. And I'm shooting him in the side as he's coming down here. And he's still trying to come up. Look at what I've done with the infantry. I've turned off auto cover, and I've put it behind the house. If it's in front of the house, it'll die. There you go. That got killed. He's going on the recon helo. The Cubs are reloading and so on. And yeah, my AT plane... Okay, so he's not been evac'd, which is a big issue. But yeah, I I'm shooting him in the back. I'm shooting him in the sides. We do get that MiG-21 base. These don't have smoke, remember. And we're just trying to whittle down the blob while conserving our forces. But you'll notice he's still making ground here, right? He's still making ground, and he's still just buying more of the same thing. T-55s, BRM-1Ks, T-55s. Yeah, so we're trying to move up the Conkers so that we can side-shot him and so on. Even the Pram, right? It's got a Conkers, it can shoot sideways. And now that we've got the AA cover and so on, now we buy the helicopters. Because we know that his jets aren't just going to kill it. If you buy the helicopter too early, the jets are going to kill it. You'll notice I'm hounding him with these Conkers, just trying to catch up to him. It's just on an attack move, which was a mistake, really, because he's fast-pathed. This guy, I sent him forwards, he got one shot, and then he got hosed, so I should have probably not sent him forwards. That was a bit dumb of me. He's bought some more planes, so maybe that healer was a mistake. And you'll note that I'm just waiting here for him to show himself. So, more ATGMs. This one's aimed down this road. This one can shoot in the side. He's going on that again. He gets it that time. And sadly, he sees this. I shouldn't have bought that, really. It was probably just a mistake in general. So I pop back in here, fire another one, goes on the CV, and it does actually get it. Even if it didn't, I've got a second line of defense here. The helo is still alive. I've landed it, so it can shoot all the way down that road. The Cubs did get taken out, I think, by some of his tanks. And you'll notice I'm focusing the CV vehicles, trying to move these Conkers up. The motor strelky over here, I was like, there's probably nobody over here, so I'm moving in. I'm trying to take out his jets when they're close to my AA, and we just took out a bunch of tanks here because of all this. And we've still got an infantry here, and he's still hiding behind this house. You'll notice I've got some recon, giving me some great vision on what's happening over here. And yeah, these guys, they outrange his tanks, right? That's sort of the point of an ATGM. And we're moving up on this side, right? We're trying to move up into this zone, because I know he's just A-clicking down this road. So we see the CV coming in, we're trying to focus the CV. He doesn't have any smoke. He's still on a +4, it's important to note. I jump in the building, and I shoot him, and then I immediately back off. It's just, I was conscious of the fact that I don't actually have a CV in here. But yeah, now he's like, there's nothing else he can do here, right? He wants to get in the zone. He wants to finish the game. So just jump back in here, right? And, you know, between all these 10 Guerrillian Conkers constantly shooting him and so on, he did have a MiG here waiting for my plane to come back up, but the Cubs spawned and just shot it from point blank. And, you know, now we're moving our infantry in. I did see this. Trying to move these guys over, trying to cap these zones, because he is on a +4, right? Right now he's winning by a lot. But the Conkers, they do outrange him, but the issue is obviously if you get too close. This also outranges him, because it's a upgraded T-55, right? So that's another side shot. He's still trying to fast path everything, but he's running out of units, right? So now he's switched into infantry. Let's speed it back up a bit. I'm getting a CV over here because I was conscious of the fact that I don't have one. But yeah, we've managed to get in here. He's sending the infantry into Dmitrian Center. We've got a CV going over to Dmitrian Center. I start shooting the smoke back here because I just figured he'll have guys coming over and I want to get in here. But there was already people here, so he did actually shoot me there. And then he did see that. But, you know, he revealed himself when we get in with this. It did fire 3 missiles, apparently, but we got there in the end, I suppose. And, yeah, you know, his planes aren't as good as MiG-29s, but he does rout me. And so I send this forwards. This doesn't have a 50 cal, so it should just be able to burst him down. And you'll notice he's not put any AA in this, but now this is an issue, this smoke, because it means that I can't shoot him. So you got to be very careful. I'm quite fortunate in that I'm playing a div that has helo-borne infantry, so I can reasonably quickly reinforce these. And now I'm just using this to spot him, right? He's coming towards me with big speed. And yeah, we've still got the planes, right? But the idea is you don't buy the planes until he's not got any fighters, because if you buy, what he wants you to do is buy a helicopter or buy a plane, and then he just kills it with the jet. That's what he wants you to do. So you buy more ground forces first, and the planes are just sort of a bonus. But yeah, the idea is now I'm smoking this so I can get back in there. I've got in on this side. We do see these guys coming in because of the The fact that they're shooting at me, I guess. And yeah, this still has guns, so I'm firing away. And it's just the same thing again. Okay, so he's blobbing you, just hide behind the building. This is what I meant with 18 AP. There are some 18 AP guys. So he's bought his own bomber to try and get this CB, which didn't finish capping this because I'm regarded. So that wasn't very intelligent of me. I got MiG-29 here. Does actually hit him. Just fortunate because it wasn't looking the right way. And I've got air superiority now because he didn't buy any Cubs or anything, which is probably a failure on his part. But yeah, I should have capped this, but at this point, alright, it's basically over. He has lost. He just doesn't want to sort of admit to it yet. So that's the idea. The idea is 2 lines of defense, turn off auto cover and put your infantry behind the buildings, and just wait for him to come into you and shoot him. Whittle down the blob. Do not just immediately buy a helicopter or a plane, because that's exactly what he wants you to do, and that's why he's buying the fighters. So the strat isn't strong. It's not strong. But I said, like, how often does that work? And he was like, yeah, it does. His rank's gone down a lot since I faced him, blimey. But, you know, 60% win rate, which means if he's doing that every time, it works 60% of the time. So, yeah, hopefully you learned something about how to stab the cheese, and I'll see you around. GG.